Awesome. Ladies, welcome. Raise your hand if you were here when we did this previously. Fantastic. So here's our motivation for this. Okay. I remember we did the elite one, and Lauren Spangler was sitting in the back. We did 45 minutes of all the good stuff. We got done, and Lauren Spangler raises her hand and says, "So what do I eat for lunch?" And that was like my aha, like, oh man, we gave all the sciencey piece, but we weren't as practical as what we needed to be. Okay, and we ended up leaving kids like with a biology lesson as opposed to what's actually really going to help you. So this is short, sweet, to the point, insanely practical. My name's Adam. This is Lauren.
Hi. Hey. Appreciate you.
There we go. So Lauren runs her own nutrition company. Okay, Reaction Nutrition. We'll give all the whatever details and things later. Her fantastic story is that she was lucky enough to have me as her high school coach for cross country, basketball, and pole vault. Okay, it was the trifecta, if you will. It was fantastic. Best 4 years of her life, she said.
Basically, it's only down from here.
Really, that was the peak. Now here we are, age 30. 30. Here we are. Lauren also works for Eleiko Barbell. So if you watch the Olympics and the Olympic lifting that's in the Olympics, it's always Eleiko plates and Eleiko barbells. So she does the education piece for them, okay, in the way of teaching military guys, Navy guys, hey, this is how you snatch, this is how you clean it, and just keep them safe. And so she works on it. She doesn't engineer the barbells. She's not making metal. Do you make metal?
I don't think so.
Mold the metal.
Mine it.
Mine the metal. She's not mining metal. But she teaches, really across the world. Sweden to Boston to wherever else you go with places. So, but if you have more questions for her later on, she is much better with female nutrition than Adam is, by a lot. Okay, I know things, but also not a girl. So you guys, whatever, have better ideas with that. Questions? Cool, guys, we're gonna roll. Okay, here's the thought. This is athlete nutrition. This is not nutrition for your mom. Okay, no offense to your mother. She's probably a very nice lady. Okay, but this is for somebody who comes here and lifts for an hour and then goes out and plays 2 hours of volleyball and does that multiple days a week, and then all of a sudden goes and plays 6 games in a weekend and stuff like that. Very, very active young people. This is not nutrition for 45-year-old women.
It's not for weight loss, it's for performance.
Yes. Okay. And we'll talk about some aesthetic things that come with fueling appropriately. Okay. Second thing is the goal is to be very practical here. I already kind of told you that with Lauren Spangler's thing. You should walk out of here knowing exactly what you need to do or what you're doing well. Okay. Also, we're obviously recording. Okay. We're going to have this whole PowerPoint, which is about 60 slides, open for you. Adam, you're going to go through 60 slides? Kind of. I'm going to fly through them like eagle's wings, okay? Because a lot of them are just examples. Like, hey, here are breakfast examples. Here are shake ideas. Here are lunch ideas. We're not going to stand in there and read them to you. You can access them later if you need ideas, okay? Obviously, we are available. And again, I'm very general with my nutrition stuff. I've been around the block a little bit. I know some things. Lauren's much more specific. So if you have more specific questions, you want to dive down rabbit holes, you have something specific, because everybody's a little different. Okay, we're gonna give you some guidelines, at the end of this, be like, I'm gluten intolerant. Okay, well, that's a different conversation. Or, hey, I don't do well with dairy. Okay, that's a different conversation. Okay, and then here's the motivation for this, guys. I've coached roughly about 2,000 kids in my career. Okay, I started in 2001 coaching Perry High School baseball in Perry, Iowa. It was awesome. I coached the catchers. From there, all the baseball, basketball, track, obviously a ton of volleyball stuff, all the other athletes that we have now, a little over 2,000. I'm convinced, and I'm more convinced now, that we have too many kids who are not fueling and refueling the way they need to, and in turn are leaving performance on the table. And to be very specific, I think I've had JV players who should be varsity players, but they don't do this well, and in turn they're on the JV team. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying they could have been varsity players. Okay, or kids who went D3 and they could have gone D2. Okay, or they went D2 and they could have gone D1 because they're not doing this well. Okay, and I'm not talking about anybody specific, but I've had more than I want to.
And I'll speak from personal experience being in high school and going from cross country to basketball to track. A lot of those sports, for pole vaulting and for cross country, you want to be lighter because lighter is faster, and on a pole vaulting you have to have a certain weight for your pole, whatever. So I was trying to keep my weight down a lot of those times, and therefore I was under eating quite a lot. And I suffered from multiple stress fractures in my toes and my shins that carried into college. And I firmly believe if I, one, would have had enough calcium in my life, and two, really, probably firstly, more protein, it wouldn't have happened. And so it's something I'm very passionate about, and especially being females, we care a lot about what we look. Society tells us how we should look. And so we're always fighting to be smaller, when in reality, if you seek out performance, your body can grow, but grow in a way that makes you strong and powerful and not risk injury as much. So we'll get into a lot of that.
Yeah, excellent. So here we go. Guys, we have some big rock ideas. Big rocks, not the little minute things that nobody cares about, big rocks.
So you can ask specifics to questions, but overall big ideas for everyone that's important. Number one, it's gonna be hitting your protein goal. We'll get into what that means and how much and what that looks like. Two, having a variety of veggies and fruits, and that has to do with a lot with micronutrients and things, which help with deficiencies and your body recovering and sleeping well and all that. And then number 3 and 4 kind of go together as one, I would say, and you need to sleep more than you think, and that's gonna help you de-stress and relax, which helps you recover, come back stronger the next day.
Okay. Protein. So here's the thought with protein. Okay, there's a little bit of math, just a little bit of math. Lauren, explain protein. How much protein should I have?
So if you take your weight, just, hey, let's say I weigh 150 pounds. To make it super simple, you want to eat your weight in grams. Percent of what you weigh in grams to 100% is a really good range. And that is a ideal, but depending on where you're at today, you can start somewhere else and slowly build to that. Do not think you're gonna go home tonight and say, Mom and Dad, I need to eat 150 grams of protein or I'm gonna shrivel up to nothing and I'll never perform on the court. Like, that is not what we're saying. Just a goal to attain and try to strive for it.
Yeah. So we did the math here, so 0.8, 80% of 150 is 120. So if you're able to hit somewhere between 120 and 150 a day, you're doing pretty well.
Doing really well, yeah.
Okay. And honestly, guys, that fluctuates. On days where you're not working out and stuff like that, it could be lower and you'd be fine. On days where you're training really hard and stuff, you probably want to make sure that you hit those numbers. You will feel better. You will recover quicker. Everything will be better. You will be stronger. All the work that you put in will actually pay off better because you will be getting better quicker.
We'll have some charts on that later.
Protein options.
So what does that look like? Making it very simple, breaking it up into, hey, what are 20-gram portions and 30-gram portions? Because if you think about it, if you're trying to eat 120 or 150 grams of protein, how would you split that up? If you eat 3 meals a day and you want 120 grams, how many grams do you need per 3 meals? I heard it, 40,
Extra
excellent.
credit. Nicely
yes. Yeah, you get free broccoli. No, I'm so 40 grams per meal. And even that, if you start to break it down, even that's a lot. And so really it's like, okay, maybe 3 meals and 2 snacks. Then you get into like maybe 30 grams a meal and 10 grams for snacks. And you can get into all of that. But we have charts in here with just simple examples. But just know when you get to the higher protein amounts, you're going to need to mix and match. I might need some chicken and turkey maybe mixed together, or eggs and sausage, or oatmeal and yogurt. Like, it's very hard to just eat one food item and get enough. You need to add variety.
You're just eating a lot of beef.
All the beef.
All the beef. Okay. So again, there's so many different options here. To go off the second block in the way of the fruits and veggies piece. Okay. Why fruits and veggies? Okay, guys. There's a bunch of minerals and whatnot, and this is probably too small for you even to see, and that's fine. Okay. Where do all the minerals and vitamins come from? Basically, fruits, vegetables, meat, and dairy. Okay. There's some other things and stuff like that and whatnot that can come in and whatnot, chloride and stuff like that. But that's why we want you to eat a variety of foods, just so we're able to check the boxes for all these different vitamins and nutrients.
So although you can have staples that you continually come back to, like maybe you love PB&J before practice, cool, you know PB&J every day. Yeah. But then mix up your breakfast and your dinner and your snacks. So just try to broaden what you eat, and that's going to give you your best bet of getting all of these throughout the day. Yeah,
there's some crazy bodybuilders and stuff like that. You said this the other day. You want to say that? That's a good view.
Chicken, broccoli, rice is not all food groups, all right? It's healthy. You can lose weight because you're missing a lot of micronutrients that make your body do the things it needs to do. So you don't want to miss the boat by narrowing in on certain food groups and neglecting the others.
Yeah, so eat some of this, some of that. Life is good. This is something that I think we try to do a really, really nice job of. This is the Goldilocks principle. Are we familiar with Goldilocks? The 3 bears? Okay. Too hot, too cold, just right.
No one likes cold porridge. No one likes scalding their mouth.
Yeah. So scalding your mouth. What I think we do a really nice job of, when you guys leave here and go out for volleyball, we don't beat the tar out of you, okay? This is beating the tar out of you. Come in, we have you push sleds for 60 minutes. Katie's really happy, but all of you are dead, okay? And then it takes you so long to reach fitness baseline, okay? What we also don't want to do is the yellow here. Porridge be too warm or too cold. Whatever my metaphor is here. Okay, where it's just like, oh, you pick up the 10-pound dumbbell and then you're lifting weights and it doesn't do anything. Okay, so it takes no time to return back, but we don't compensate. Okay, you don't get stronger by lifting a 10-pound weight. I guess something happens, but not as much as we want it to. Okay, where we want to do, we want baby bear here. We want you to be just right. We want to beat you up, but then you get a lot better. And then we beat you up, but then you get a lot better. And so over time, we start doing this, and then we're here. Okay, the better you are at the recovery piece, the more you get. And that's my reflection on this. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're wasting a night. That sounds terrible. Wasting a night here talking nutrition stuff as opposed to lifting weights, because it's that important. It should honestly be more than just one night, but like that's how big of a deal it is. But it's very, very simple. Okay, so this is the Goldilocks principle.
And every time you come down to this, the only way to get out of that is by fueling. It's by fueling and recovering and sleeping, which is recovering. So, you know, you can train really hard, but if you're then going home and eating Sour Patch Kids and mac and cheese, you're going to hang out down here because your body doesn't have, from the last slide, all the nutrients it needs to recover and to grow bigger and stronger so you can perform again the next day.
Oh, I missed it.
That's okay.
Oh, sleep. There's a lot of words there. It says sleep is really good. You can read it in the PowerPoint later. More, sleep, also really, really good. You can read it in the PowerPoint later.
So, cool study, according to the NCAA, which we care about as athletes that aspire to, you know, compete in college and maybe even go semi-pro, things like that. They're finding that 1/3 of student athletes are getting fewer than 7 hours of sleep a night. Cool, okay. Why does that number matter? When we keep looking, 7 hours of sleep or less is leading to 170% more likely to sustain an injury. Sustain as in get one and then keep that injury. So you're almost doubly as likely to get injured, which puts you out, you can't do what you love, by not sleeping enough. But even that aside, maybe you're like, I'm not gonna get injured, I'm fine, I'm young, whatever. All of these factors are coming into play. It slows your reaction time on the court. It's gonna slow down your decision making. It's gonna increase your risk of injury, which we talked about. Immune system is huge. Given the climate we live in today, you wanna keep your immune system up. No one wants to get sick all the time, regardless of what you catch. So sleep is literally a magical drug. If I could put it in a pill and sell it, I would be a trillionaire. But I can't, because you just have to do it. So
there are Division I places right now. I think Clemson was one of them, if I read correctly. In these beautiful facilities for football that they're building with millions of dollars, they're putting in little nap stations for their athletes. Sleep pods. Seriously.
Yeah.
So if the guys are on campus, okay, after an 11 o'clock class, okay, they can wander over there, take a 45-minute nap, okay? Like it's quiet, it's dark, quiet, because that's how important sleep is. Like it blows my mind. That's like, what is it? It's a bed. Okay, we got a bed. Okay, it'll be quiet. Okay, these millions of dollars of facility for sleep. Like that's how big of it is, and they realize it at the top level. At lower levels, they just say go back to your dorm and go to bed. Okay, but whatever, it'd be pretty at Division I level. One of the big things here, guys, is just the whole mental health thing and stuff like that. Okay, kids that, you know, if you're not sleeping the way you should, that's where, you know, depression stuff and things open up. So that's, you know, not my expertise at all, but that's a big piece.
Yeah, not only physical but mental as well.
Okay. Food. You should probably eat something before you come here, Lauren. What should I eat?
So big thing, you'll see on the chart, good, better, best. And when I say best, all we're talking about are things that are more holistic, natural, you know, not processed and packaged and broken down. They're in their kind of natural state, like if you plucked it from the field, or, because you should do that.
From the field.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna start growing plants.
It's good.
And then better is like, hey, it's kind of in between. Maybe it's slightly packaged, but it doesn't have a lot of crap added to it. When I say crap, it's like, you know, preservatives and all sorts of stuff like that. Where at the good side, okay, now we got instant oatmeal, some, you know, maybe like string cheese. So it's stuff that's easier to get to, but if we can help it, we'd like to stay on the best side more. So the next slide we'll talk more into like specifics on this, but hey, pre-game or pre-practice, that kind of like 2-hour period before, I would say 2 hours is kind of the maximum you'd want to go of eating. And then that 90-minute period before moving is really good. It gives your body time to digest. It could take around an hour for things to kind of get through the stomach. And if things are in your stomach, just know if you have food in your stomach, blood and energy is going to your stomach to break stuff down. That means where is it not going? To your muscles. It's like you feel kind of lethargic and stuff when you eat a big meal. It's not just because it's in your tummy. Literally, your body is using its energy to digest. So when we want to break things down, what do we want to break down? Like a big juicy steak? No, probably not. Globs and globs of almonds, fat that's like really, really energy dense and takes a long time to break down? No. We want to stick to the fast acting carbs. A little protein, low fat is fine, but fast acting carbs. When we say that, that's like sugars. Think sugars. But think sugars with our big chart. Also minerals and nutrients. So that's going to be your fruits, We have some other options too, like PB&J, okay, some white bread that's gonna digest pretty quickly. It's not like whole grain bread that's really hearty and takes a long time to break down. Berries, you know, lots of options. But if you are gonna do a meat option, you totally could 90 minutes before. Just pick leaner options, you know, chicken or lean turkey in smaller portions so it's easier to break down, and focus more of your food after practice to get a good wholesome meal in.
Yeah, especially with your guys' schedule. If you eat lunch, which we'll get to lunch in a second, you need to eat lunch. Please eat lunch. Eat lunch. You need to have something before you come here. Raise your hand if you ate something in the last 2 hours. Fantastic.
Good.
Well done.
Hey, this is better than before.
Yeah.
Proud
It's
of
a
you.
good group. This is good.
Yeah.
But like you probably need to eat something before you come here. Like this is a big deal, especially because you don't get done until when you get done. 9 o'clock. Holy cow! And then you have dinner. Okay, raise your hand if you eat something typically when you get home. Okay, good for you. Win-win. Look at this. So something before, guys. Especially, do you play this weekend? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, they were. That's another reason why we're doing this. Okay, so again, before games, before practices. Okay, I'm not just talking games here. I'm talking the whole shebang. Questions with this? Fantastic. Grab and go snacks. Guys, there's lots of options here for just something quick. Jerky, yogurt, hard-boiled eggs. Hey, something to go. Because you're busy. Okay, pack your bags, put good stuff in it. Make it easy. We have a ton of like homemade stuff in here. Okay, we try to do it, and I'll show you some examples and stuff like that of just like your own like pre-game snack and blah blah blah. Literally, we will take dates, almonds, dried cranberries. We even do raisins, etc.
Some nuts or seeds.
Yeah, that's it. Throw it in a food processor. We'll throw protein powder on top of it. It mixes the whole thing up. It just turns into this chunky,
you have to make that noise when
chunky, gooey mix of something. We put it in a baking sheet. Thank you. Put it in the fridge. It's our own protein bar. Okay, that doesn't have all the other nonsense in it.
Like a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
For your parents.
Yes, which is huge.
Yeah.
And my kids love it. Like they don't know the difference. Like it makes it really easy. So anyway, we just have a ton of different options here for different things that you could possibly eat. Okay, they're all here. We won't go over.
The big thing with that is just take ownership of it. You know you're going to be in a pinch. You know you're going to be hungry. So when I was an athlete, I just had tons of snacks in my bag, and this is all great, but bananas, apples, clementines, like pear, like fresh things that you can just grab and eat whenever you need to. They sit in your bag. They don't need to be refrigerated. It's fine. And those are fast-acting carbs that are super, super helpful. So you can kind of mix and match that, but you just have to plan.
Yeah.
So
and I know some facilities have rules where you can't bring in your own food. Are you familiar with this? Does this happen to you? Okay. Sneak it in. Whatever. Just put it in a little bag. Like everything that Lauren's just saying there. Like that.
I'm not going to search your bag.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to bring in like a massive cooler that you're dragging behind you, but like bananas, apples, everything we just said, or whatever, protein bars of things, protein powder, that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Hydration. All right, before we get to more meaty stuff.
Yeah, so hydration is huge. I love the front of this, top of this chart. We'll get to the fun colors at the bottom. But the top of the chart, colors are great. It's the effect that water loss or dehydration has on your body. And so if you didn't know, very quickly, 2% dehydration. So my math major, Adam, had to help me with this. Yeah. But let's say I'm 150 pounds and I'm 2% dehydrated. That means I have about 3 pounds less of water in my body than I should. It seems like a lot, but it's not really. Sometime in the summer, not now, but sometime in the summer, weigh yourself before practice and then do your practice and your strength training or whatever, and then weigh yourself again. You may be 5 pounds lighter. It's very surprising. Boys tend to have a lot larger gaps. They can lose weight a lot, water weight much more quickly than women can. But just be aware of that. And then you have to rehydrate from that. So if I lose, let's say 3 pounds in a practice, I need to drink 3 liters of water to get that back. For every pound lost, you need a liter of water. Now, I'm not saying at 9 o'clock at night to chug 3 liters of water, but just be aware of that. And just realize when you wake up in the morning, if you're dehydrated from the day before, you may wake up at 1 or 2% water loss. Then you practice. Then you're getting into that 4 or 6%, which means your capacity for your muscles to do work goes down. And let's say you don't sleep on top of it. And let's say you're not having enough protein. You can see how the odds are stacked against you. Hunger Games style, all right? And that's going to set you up not for success. So stay hydrated. Know if I'm hydrated. Look at your pee. Take a peek, all right? It's not hard. The clearer, the better. It's going through you. You're hydrated, but you don't have enough electrolytes. Electrolytes, sodium, magnesium, potassium, hold water in. You don't want water to go through you. You want it to come in, fill your cells, restore your muscles, do all the stuff it needs to do. So there's a fine balance. So we'll talk about electrolyte strategies next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all really important information. Again, we're sending out this power. Your parents can read this. They have questions, stuff like that. That's why we're doing this. Guys, so the electrolytes Lauren just hit on. Okay, sodium, potassium, magnesium. Okay, they're all salts. Okay, they are salts. What Gatorade does is they take those salts, put them in really small amounts, and then adds a lot of sugar and makes them. No offense to Gatorade. The only reason I'm not a big fan is because it's very, very sugary, and the electrolytes it claims to have just aren't as much as probably what you need. Okay.
They call it electrolyte drink. It should be called the sugar drink.
Yeah. And back in the day, when they first started, there was a lot more salt.
Yeah.
Over the years, they have found that they sell more product. The less salt they put in, the more sugar they put in. Less. Yeah, I
Yes,
said that right.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why the body armor stuff and bubble. That's just my 2 cents on it. We highly recommend something. We sell something. I'm not trying to peddle our goods, but something called Element. You can buy it online too. You can go to Amazon. LMNT. Element. And it's just a electrolyte. Little add it to your water. Go to town.
But it's targeted for athletes.
Yes, very much so athletes.
So.
Yeah, much less with, again, this is not nutrition for your mom. Okay, so that's why, big fan. You can also just make your own. Okay, use some Himalayan sea salt, a little lime, and some honey. Go to town to do it, and you rock. Typically, this is why we put the lime and the honey in, just to cover up the taste of the salt. If not, you're just drinking salt water. It's not very good. Okay, it's healthy for you. It doesn't taste the best.
And it wouldn't be my first choice. This would be, but even if you wanted to like get those meal flavor stuff, you could also put that in. And then what do you want? You want the glacier ice Gatorade? You want the whatever? Like flavor it yourself. This is like a good base starting point. And I'm not saying to just make a ton of it, but you could add a little bit if this is like absolutely horrible for you to choke down. Make it tasty. It's still going to get better than regular Gatorade.
Yeah, and one of our volleyball kids, one of the elite kids on Tuesday brought something up to me after the presentation. She's like, I've been doing these, and it was like a pack, and there were tabs, and we looked at it. It was good.
Noon tablets, maybe? I've tried those.
There's lots. I don't remember the brand, but I mean, there's good stuff out there. So that just might be something else that brings a little bit more. You should feel good on the court. Okay, if you ever feel groggy, tired, something like that, could be that we're just missing some hydration. So,
Post-training recovery.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shake stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren, I'm an athlete. Should I be drinking protein shakes? Lauren?
So common misconception with protein shakes is like, oh, they're just for bodybuilders, or they're just for people that are really trying to get strong and gain muscle.
Huge.
Yeah. But they can be a really great quick meal replacement, I would call them, or more like a meal supplement. We don't want to be drinking them all the time. You want to still eat real food, but they're really easy to put together, and they really check all the boxes. You can get your protein, you can get your carbs, you can get some of your colors, some fruits and veggies in there, and they're really easy to drink on the go and to take with you wherever you need to in a rush. So, how would you make it?
Yes.
You can get Sky, you can go either. You just need a base. So monkeying around is one of my favorites. You'll see it like Jamba Juice has like a version of this. Yeah. The base is going to be almond milk. And then you add protein to that because we're trying to get our protein in. And so some type of protein powder. And even you can add some nut butter for flavor. But then you have your add-ins like fruits. So banana and cherry if you want, but whatever. There's lots of options. And I would even say spinach frozen or fresh. And then broccoli frozen, just a small portion, like grab a small handful and put it in. If you have flavors that are that strong, like nuts and chocolate and banana, you won't even taste it. And it's a really easy way to start getting more vegetables in your day. And you won't even notice it. So just start small, and then as you get used to it, you can add more and more and more spinach and broccoli, whatever, and as you kind of grow accustomed to it. But really great. We have tons of recipes in here for you to look at.
Yeah, and you can too. Just take like normal chocolate whey protein or vanilla or whatever, and throw it in water. Like I had kids back in the day, like taking their water bottle, like shaker bottle, to school. That's what I told the boys last night with their presentation. Throw a scoop of protein powder in the bottom of the bottle.
With no water in it.
No water in it. Okay, and then after second hour, go to the drinking fountain, fill it up. Shake it up, and drink it during third hour. Boom, perfect, easy. Okay. This is fantastic. I mean, heck, this could be a meal for you, to be honest with you. Yeah. You throw in peanut butter and all this stuff. And again, we have lots of different options here. Where'd it go? The vitamin piece. This is like greens powder. If you want to put in greens powder, something like that, that's fine. It's like level 9 stuff. But protein for you guys. And here's one big takeaway. I'm going to say this multiple times. In order to hit your protein, you guys probably need 3 meals and 2 snacks. You probably need that much food. 3 meals, 2 snacks. This is a fantastic snack for you. Okay, before practice, after second hour, something like that. Questions with shakes? Fantastic. Oh, sorry, last protein powder thing. Please get good quality protein. Again, we sell Ascent protein. I really like it. I think it's very healthy. That's the thing. It's a very short list of ingredients. Okay, there's like 7 ingredients. I can pronounce all of them. If you go to other places and you find really cheap protein, it will have words on there that no one can pronounce. Okay, they're like 27 letters long. Okay, and they're probably not the healthiest for you. It has a lot of other garbage and fillers in it. Okay, that isn't helping you. So sadly, the bad thing is with protein, the more you spend, the better the protein is. I'm not saying you have to spend $80 on protein, but if you find protein at Aldi for $13, it's probably not good protein. Adam, are you saying Aldi protein is bad? Yes, I am.
And again, ask us, hey, I found this brand, and we can say yay or nay. And that's totally fine if you find your own.
Yeah. Lauren, really, protein, fats, carbs, 3 macronutrients. Go.
Yep. So for protein, think about protein as a builder. Protein builds. And so when you think about that graph, the Goldilocks thing we talked about earlier, every time you train, you're tearing your body down. Literally, it's muscle tearing, but that's good because then your body has to build back up stronger each time. You can only do that with the protein it needs to do that. So protein is build. Carbs are going to be fuel. Carbs are really fuel. There's different types of carbs, and we're not going to get into the specifics, but just know that you want to have a wide variety of them, and you don't need to be scared of carbs. 9 times out of 10, as nutrition coach, coaching hundreds of people in nutrition, when I have them start to eat more, specifically carbs and good ones, they start to lean out and they start to lose weight, and they're eating more than they ever have. You may have heard, it's a popular buzzword in this group, I'll throw it out. It's called reverse dieting. You may have heard of that term before. And that's people eat more and they get smaller. It's like, what? How does that work? And so as athletes, you are set up perfectly for that. Not that you're trying to get smaller, but for your aesthetic to look like an athlete. And that only happens if you fuel like one. If you don't fuel like one, who knows what can happen to your body. You're not gonna have as much muscle mass as you want. And time again, when you eat like you should, your body responds in a positive way.
And then fat. You want to hit on fats really quick?
And we don't have a slide for fat, but basically with fats, don't be scared of them. You know, in the 90s, Atkins diet, and keto's back now in terms of really high fat or really low fat. There's like 2 extremes. Just be in the middle. Like, fat is good. Fat is your friend. It's good for your hormones. It's very protective. It's neuroprotective. It's good for brain health. Like, it's so important on so many levels, but choose good ones. And so for that, we're looking at avocados, nuts and seeds. You can even different oils like olive oil, flaxseed oil, avocado oil, obviously. So that's a 2 for 1. So
fish.
Yeah. Yep.
Fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you find it in meats as well. So just, don't be scared of that, and make sure you're adding those in as well.
Yeah. So now, guys, when we talk, and I'm going to skip over brain food.
Yeah.
So in the way of actually eating, Adam, what should I eat? Is that what I want you to leave with? What should I eat? Okay, breakfast. Guys, there are tons of options. There are on-the-go options if you need to run by Chick-fil-A. Okay, there are, at-home options. Okay, make this easy. This should not be hard. Okay, if you notice, everything does start with some type of protein. Okay, some type of meat of something. Okay, if you're a vegetarian, this is a different conversation. We need to talk separately. Okay, but some type of meat, yogurt.
I never saw
dairy,
this Reese's oatmeal. That sounds delicious.
It does, doesn't it?
Can
The nut butter.
I
Just
put
add the nut butter.
Reese's cups in my oatmeal.
I think it's different. You need to read in the parentheses.
Just checking.
Okay, so breakfast-wise, guys, this is my kitchen. Okay, little bagel, 2 eggs, bacon. That is all. It's Reed's. That's Quinn's. That's what we do.
You can even throw some spinach on there.
Yeah.
Like 2 leaves.
You want to get crazy. Absolutely crazy. Sometimes we do protein pancakes, okay? We did collagen protein on this day. We did some gluten-free pancake. Throw in some chia seeds just for kicks and flax seeds, okay? That's Quinn. Oh, sorry, the thing that's not here, what do you always put in your pancakes? You're gosh darn right you do, okay? It goes without saying that there are chocolate chips in the pancakes. That's what we do.
Then your milk.
Yeah, and there we go. And honestly, the kids love milk. We have a farmer down the street that we get raw milk from, like straight out the cow. It's fantastic. It sits really well with the kids. Adam, it's unpassionate. No, just calm down. You don't have to get raw milk, but I'm just saying, if you handle dairy fine, milk is a very good option. I know that in about 8 ounces, there's almost 10 grams of protein in there. Okay, I do the same thing with Quinn. Quinn weighs about 60 pounds. I'm trying to squeeze 60 grams of protein into this kid a day. Okay, so 60 is easy. Okay, you have to do 120 or something like that. 60 divided by 3 meals is 20. So if I can there's 10 right there. If I can get him to eat 10 grams of protein within the protein pancakes, I'm doing pretty well. Okay, then we have lunch. Okay, oh, sorry, we do eggs. I love eggs. Raise your hand if you like eggs. Thank you. Eggs, guys, so I don't know why this is, but if you look at the amino acid breakdown of eggs, It has the best amino acid breakdown of any meat. I don't know why. It's just amazing. Eggs are fantastic. Okay.
A little embryo.
I guess that's what it is. Here's what I will tell you too. Hey, Adam, I don't like eggs. If anything upsets you, like upsets your stomach, that's a conversation. I will tell you, and Lauren has this more with her adult clients, some of this is sometimes suck it up, buttercup. Like, I don't like liver, but beef liver is one of the healthiest things you can possibly eat. So I bite the bullet and I suck it down. Not every day or anything like that, but you know, we use some liver in it. Now and again, I cook it up, and I try to sneak it in my kids like ground beef, like spaghetti and stuff like that. They always know. Okay, it's got that livery taste. But sometimes you just have to suck it up and eat it. Okay, not everybody likes broccoli. Turns out nobody likes broccoli. Okay, but there we go. Good job. Of course you do. Okay, but like sometimes you just have to suck it down. I'm not saying you have to eat it every day, anything like that. Blah blah blah. Okay, sorry, I got away from it. Lunch, really quick. Lunch. Please eat lunch. But Adam, I was studying for an AP Chem test. It's fine. Study before. You'll be fine. Please eat lunch. Eat lunch. Raise your hand if you ate lunch today. Thank you, Lord. Okay, good job. Okay, I appreciate this. Okay, tons of lunch options. Lauren, talk about lunch options.
So if you ladies take a look at how these are laid out, you'll notice that they all start with a protein, right? It's one of our big rocks. Prioritize protein. So you'll see chicken, turkey, PB&J, which is questionable, but there's some protein in there. Yeah. I'll take it. Beef, so on and so forth. Secondly, you're going to see some type of maybe carb or maybe like a fat/fruit option. Yeah. So we have an English muffin, we have bananas and carrots, we have turkey roll-up, we have rice. Great. And then top it off, if it hasn't happened yet, in your lineup with vegetables, right? Variety of fruits and vegetables, some type of variety. And so you'll see that at the end, all the different options of mixed nuts and things.
So we're back to the lane dinner, or lane lunches here, okay? We had some leftover beef from the night before, orange, peppers, grapes. There we go. We got 4 things. I fill it with 4 things. My wife does the same thing with her lunches. She packs her own lunch because she's a big girl. Okay. Okay. We do some leftover ham from the night before. Orange, peppers, cheese. We get some. There's some grass-fed cheese at Aldi. It's fantastic. It's really, really good. Okay. More ham. I'm on the ham kick. Apple, pear, peppers. We really like peppers at the Lane house, I guess. Okay. Just more pepper. So just again, guys, my kids are 6 and 9. But they don't really need to eat any differently than you do outside of quantity. You should probably be eating more food than a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. Did I miss anything?
No, go back to a second. So like your guys' lunch could look like this, and it could be double this, and then one of these, there could be a bed of rice under those peppers. Mm-hmm. So it's more carbs for you and different types of carbs. Like fruits and vegetables are great, but it's gonna be very hard for you to eat enough calories without getting complex carbs, like potato, rice, noodles, different things like that can help kind of supplement when it's appropriate, depending on your day, on training, you know, busy night practices, tournaments where you have 5 games, like you're going to need more fast-acting carbs, like we have on the other slides.
And then dinner. Okay. Guys, let's be clear. We don't let Quinn eat with a shirt on because it just goes all over him. So this is just easier. We do less laundry this way. Okay, but some type of meat, some type of veggie medley thing. Part of what Lauren's saying, my kids don't eat we don't serve a lot of carbs during meals because those stinking little kids, again, they're hungry, growing kids. They do the snacking thing. So they'll eat, you know, a few more carbs here, a few more carbs there. So we're not low carb or anything with children. That's kind of ridiculous. But I mean, or
they'll ignore the protein.
Yes.
Kids love to eat the carbs first. Yes. Let's be honest, we all do.
Yes.
We eat the carbs first, and then we have no room left for the meat that we should be eating or the protein we should be eating.
I'll just eat goldfish, and then oh no, I'm not hungry. Dad made this. You're eating it, and then you're shoving meat down the mouth of a 9-year-old. It just doesn't work very well. Joking. That was a joke. I was joking here. Guys, I show you this because this is not our best meal on the
good,
better,
best.
Yeah, good, better, best. This is definitely good. Okay, mac and cheese, guys. Have you seen the cheese in mac and cheese?
Yes.
Not real cheese. Okay, let's be clear. Okay, but both my boys wrestle. They get home from wrestling practice at like 7:45 at night. Their bedtime's like right around 8. Okay, we try to shove food in them and get them to bed. Okay, so they will eat mac and cheese with no problem. We have more peppers and then some type of sausagey thing going on. Okay, so we still have that protein piece. We have some carbohydrate piece. This is not our best meal. Okay, when I was going to take it, my wife is like, "You're making fun of my meal." No, honey, it's a great meal. Okay, not everything is going to be absolutely perfect. So this is not one of our perfect meals, but this is good. I'm fine with this. Do we eat this every day? No, no one should eat mac and cheese every day. Okay. I know, I just depressed some of you. Okay. There we go. Wrapping it up, guys. Last little bit here. Hang with us. I appreciate all your focus. Supplements. Lauren, should I take supplements to get more jacked? No one's asking that. Okay. Lauren.
So for supplements, just like in the word, right, it's supplemental to the food or the lifestyle choices or the things you do on a daily basis. So
hang with me here, guys. Hang with me. I know.
So in terms of importance, all of these are great, but I'm going to hit on the ones that I think would be kind of most beneficial if you want to put your money or your parents' money anywhere. That would really, it's like almost guaranteed that you're going to get benefits and performance increases and just general life feeling better if you do these things. So the first two are protein powder and collagen. I already talked about both of those and that they're different. So that's a staple. It's great in a multitude of reasons. The fruit, freeze-dried vegetable and fruit powder, I would say that's an optional one. You could very easily take a multivitamin, and there's a whole lot of research going both ways on could it be or not. If you have the money, sure. It's kind of like a insurance policy.
Yeah.
I'm just getting more vitamins and minerals, which is always good. Creatine, that's more of a performance one. It's more for energy production, and so that one I would say, I don't know how important it is. It is at the higher levels. Fish oil, this is a big one. Fish oil or krill oil, really, really important for inflammation. All day your body accumulates inflammation. Not sleeping, not drinking enough water, not eating enough protein, that all causes inflammation. Even foods we eat, too much sugar. And so all day your body's trying to combat that. If you're inflamed and then you go train, that also leads to inflammation. So it's like a double whammy. So anything we can do to lower that is going to be very, very helpful.
Yeah, if you eat a lot of fish.
Yeah.
Fish has fish oil in it.
Surprise.
Does anybody take fish oil? Do you really? Well done. Anybody's parents take fish oil? Do you know? Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great for reducing inflammation when you get older. Okay? Sorry, hang with me here. Hang with me. We had you raise your hands.
Then we have zinc, magnesium, vitamin C. Those all kind of go together. Zinc and vitamin C specifically, really important for your immune system. And magnesium, really, really important for recovery. If you have issues sleeping, if you get like achy, twitchy, you're probably low on magnesium. And females specifically, we tend to be for various reasons. So just know that. Vitamin D is going to be top of the list for me with fish oil with the protein powders. And for vitamin D, it is important for over 500 different enzymatic reactions within your body. Your body needs it. And we live in Illinois where there's not so much sun. And sun is a place you can get vitamin D from, but it's -5 outside tonight. So
can I say sun is the best place to get vitamin D?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and it's really hard to get outside and actually get that sunlight piece. So that's why the supplementation of it, Illinois. If we lived in Mexico, it might be a little different, okay?
Yeah.
A little Central America, oh, that'd be amazing, okay? But right now, it's so tough. And vitamin D supplements are not expensive.
Nope. Yeah.
Anybody take vitamin D?
Yeah, like 18
Guys.
bucks can last you 2 to 3 months. It's fortified with it. It's a little different. It's harder for your body to digest, and like the bioavailability to use it is a little different.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
But still good.
But
Yeah.
So that's all of our supplements. The next few slides goes in depth on that, which I just gave you a Cliff Notes version. You're welcome of these slides.
Yeah.
So
Guys, so there's well, thank you. Yes, you're gosh darn right. You applaud for her. That's what you do. She was amazing, wasn't she, guys? She was so good, man. Okay, here just to wrap this up, the thing I want you to think about in order to hit the protein, the 3 big rocks here: protein, fruits and vegetables, sleep, rest, recover. Okay, that protein piece, you probably need 3 meals. You probably need 2 snacks. If you do that, guys, you will feel better. You will look better. You're going to play on the court better. Like everything will be better. Okay. If you underfuel yourself, and this is what I've had kids do. We had one of our elite parents I was talking to. She's like, "I'm so glad you're giving this presentation because my daughter literally ate pizza and Airheads today." I'm like, "Well, there we go." Okay, we won't say who it was. Okay, you might know, but that's the deal. Because if you go through now, if you were just a video gamer. If you played esports, it wouldn't be a big deal. But you're trying to play really, really high-level volleyball. You're trying to work out, get strong. Airheads and pizza aren't going to cut it. Okay? Closing thoughts?
yeah, closing thoughts would be just pick 2 things from this presentation to start implementing in your life. Don't hear this and do nothing. It's one more talk I had to sit through, one more lecture. It's just like school. Like we are doing this because we care about you, about your performance, and about where you're headed and where you could be headed. So I think 2 really easy ones is 1, just start thinking every meal, where's my protein? Just become aware of it and you'll start thinking about it and seeking it and finding it. And number 2, bedtimes are huge for most of you. And so act like you're 6 again and start setting a bedtime. And I don't mean to be crazy and you're going to bed at 8, but if you're going to bed at midnight, let's try 11:45 for a month. The next month, let's go 11:30. The next month, 11:15, until you get to that like 10:30-ish time frame, just keep moving it up little by little. But you don't have to rip the Band-Aid off and try to go to bed at 8 because number one, you'll wake up at 4 a.m. like wired because you got your 6 hours. So it's a hard process, but you just have to work at it. So just try two things, a food thing and a lifestyle thing, and just start implementing them and see the results that you get.
What questions do you have? Yeah, Jen.
Is ketchup healthy on eggs?
Sure.
Is that for real?
I don't think it's not healthy.
So ketchup's loaded with sugar.
No, I'm not asking for me.
So, thank you.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
Ketchup is loaded with sugar. Now I say that, but that's a little extreme. Like of ketchup on your eggs, like it's not gonna ruin you.
Yeah, you're eating eggs. Good job.
So, yeah.
Let's say my friend, that was like half the bottle.
My friend. Okay, your friend needs help.
Yes. Now there are lower sugar options too. Any non-ketchup questions? What else you got? Seriously, bring it. Guys, yeah, hit me.
When's the will it be uploaded soon or
Great question. Adam's got some technology stuff to fight through, and then
Give him the weekend.
yeah, I know you guys. Sometime next week, I'd like to send it out.
And then where is it going to be uploaded?
That's a great question. So it'll be either one of two spots. I haven't figured it out yet. It'll be either buried in YouTube somewhere, and we'll give you that link, or there is, and some of you have this, but the Oak Performance app. And so then within the app, at the bottom of the app, we have nutrition videos that we have. We might add it to the bottom of that app, and then you guys can access it through there, and we'll give you that access and whatnot too. There's some other cool stuff that's in there too. So guys, feel free to show this to your parents. Like, again, you're not buying your own food, I'm assuming. And so like some of this is, you have to, have conversations with your parents and stuff like that. We did this on Monday night for the elite kids. Lauren couldn't make it Wednesday, or we would have done it Wednesday with you guys, so that's why it's Friday here. But I had kids coming up to me on Tuesday and be like, Adam, let me tell you what I had for breakfast. I had overnight oats. Good job, Devin. Okay, nicely done. But like stuff like that versus, hey, I literally had a Pop-Tart. Like it's so much better. Now, should you never have Pop-Tarts? No, have a Pop-Tart now and again. But like, we're looking to be as good as we can, as often as we can. Any other questions? Hit me. I love this.
If you're vegetarian, what are good protein options?
Yeah, great. We get this question a lot. So with vegetarian, there's vegetarian protein options. I actually use them. Whey upsets my stomach, so I use those for my protein.
Yeah,
But
like pea protein, hemp protein,
yeah, pea,
stuff
hemp,
like that.
all sorts. And then on the flip side, for foods, really you're kind of stuck with imitation meats, which I would put on the good side, and then on the best side is going to be beans and legumes. Issue with that is sometimes it's hard to digest, and they're very carb heavy, right? So for you to get like 30 grams of protein in beans is like 3 cups of beans. Yeah. So it's just hard for you to hit
do you do eggs?
Appropriate levels.
No? Do you do fish? No? Strike 2.
Yeah. And then
turkey? I know that's very meat. I know. I just reached here.
Adam has no idea.
I'm trying to reach.
He loves his meat.
I've seen some odd vegetarians.
Yeah. Grains can be another decent option, right? It's better than nothing.
Yeah. Peanut butter.
Nut. So it'll take some getting used to. You may or may not need some digestive enzymes to help with stuff. And if you have questions, you can ask me.
Anything else? Guys, we nailed it. Again, thank you for this. We'll get all this information out. If you have questions, guys, we're here for you. Thank you. Good luck this weekend.
44:59.